You're welcome to One Voice Many Women show, and this episode is in commemoration with the 16 days activism on gender-based violence against women and girls. And this particular year, we will be talking about digital violence as it affects women and girls and even people living with disabilities. So I have some very dignified, phenomenal women that will be doing justice to this particular topic, and there's a video that we'll be watching that will, give us a headway to what we really mean by gender-based violence against women and girls. And this time around, we also talk about digital space violence. Join me in the studio to welcome our lovely, amiable women of substance, women whose career has been to build lives, to be a coach to the young ones and groom them into adulthood. They have a lot of stories to tell for this. See ya in the studio. I will be asking this question. At what point do you want a teenager to have access to the internet? Is it less than 16 or up till 16 years old? And what if the teenager gets into an institution before 16? Should she not still have access to internet? Let's start with Tafiri.
Well, we are in a technological era now. Things have really changed.
Yeah.
So, depending on individual differences, these days you have children of 15 years, some 14, getting into the higher institution.
Yeah.
But we have so many apps that can help you to monitor whatever your child is doing on the phone. Like, for example, we have the Family Link. That even if you're outside the country, you can monitor what your child
to buttress what you just said. I was in a friend's house yesterday, and I was discussing with the son. Once I get there, the son and I will just start discussing because he's into tech. So he was showing me his latest app that I was designing, and then the mom just came. Oh, Sister Margaret. I was like, yes. Oh, sorry, I'm just joining. I said, oh, I was just enjoying my gist with Dave. And then she was like, David, I saw the messages and all of that. Why did so person say this? I was like, yeah. So the way I was looking, the mom just looked at me and said, I read through every of his messages, and I was like, wow, this is nice. So I like that. So one of such is the Family Link.
Family Link. So if you want them to get a phone when they are lesser than 16 years, then there should be a proper monitoring of whatever activities are going on the phone.
Wow.
You understand? So Family Link helps you to monitor what the site they visit. And again, you can program it in such a way that if your child is between the age of 12 to 15, by the time they want to visit a site that is meant for adults, there is restrictions. Yes.
Wow.
And you can also lock your child's phone. If you want to permit them to use the phone maybe for 5 hours a day, that's a way you can also do it. You understand? On the Family Link. So for me, it all depends on individual differences. You as a mother, if you want them to use the phone at a very tender age, I'm not talking about 9 years.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm not talking about 10. Do you understand?
But if
you want to give them
age, they are still using mommy's phone, daddy's phone.
but if they are using mommy's and daddy's phone, it is easier. You understand? So if you want to give such child a phone, people of that age, it should be the small phone. Maybe you want to communicate with them, you just went outside and you want to check what is happening. But for children like 12 years, under, let's say, preteen, teenagers, if you ask them not to get a phone, my dear, you might find out they have one, maybe through their friends. They might visit, do you understand? They might visit some sites that it will be so shocking to you through their friend's phone. So why doing it outside? Allow them to do it at home. Give them the phone, but ensure that you monitor it.
I understand your point, because if you try to restrict them so much, like some parents will say that no, well, less than 18 should not have a phone. But they use this phone to do assignments also.
Yeah.
And the educational apps,
Yes.
like the one I said a friend's son was developing, it was actually an educational app. It was like he finds it boring studying mathematics. And so that just gave him an idea that, come, do this app, insert all of this syllabus and all of that, and then bring in AI. There's a way it will do, and then it will be exciting studying math, and that's his assignment. And so these children are actually using this internet to do the educational exercises.
Not even only for education, even Bible reading,
Bible studies, yeah.
Children, they have a time that there's this app that it teaches them when to read the Bible.
Wow.
They read it every day. They submit their reports, and they'll be able to, they'll be able to talk together and be able to ask themselves. There are some ministries that have such programs, such groups that they have.
Applications.
It depends on from what age to another age.
Yeah.
They do the Bible studies, and they also have 1 hour prayer time.
Wow.
That they monitor them, which they do. In fact, because before I also have the mentality of let them not have a phone for now, so they use my phone. Yeah. So gradually, when I got to that group, when I knew about that group, I had to get a phone for them, because at the time I want to use my phone, they want to do that thing. Yes. They have time that they will have to study. Yeah. So I know the time that they will have to study, and the moment the time frame, I ask them, what are you doing with your phone? And even when you leave them, even at 16, 17, I always say it's when they are told, there should be a time they submit their phones. In my house, they know there is a time they submit their phones. And as a mother, like you said, you should have a app that you monitor. Yes. The first time I gave my daughter a phone, I had to clone the WhatsApp.
At what age?
That was around 15. Wow. I had to clone the WhatsApp. So every message she gets, I get.
Yeah.
Every message she gets. I make sure, if up till as I'm talking to you, she didn't know. I've removed it, but she didn't know.
Okay.
That means you
use your email.
I use my email. I linked it.
Yes.
I linked my WhatsApp with hers. Yes. So she didn't know. So everything she does, I see. In fact, there are some times that she will do something and go there. I would like, hey, see this. We like, there's a way we do it, because so that she won't know. No. How did you get to know? Yes, yes. There was one that she was doing one time. They were trying to create a group, and they were hiding themselves, and it was against the law. We told there was no group, don't do any group. So the moment I saw it, I went to tell my husband. I just said, how are we going to do it? I said, the phone is with her. You just take the phone and see you want to look at something. So that she knew that I already know. So we just sat down like that.
Confession
so she was there.
time.
So she was
She's
there.
gonna be watching this.
She's grown. She has outgrown it.
Yes.
Like I always tell her, there's nothing you want to do now that I have now done. So tell me everything. But like you said, there must be a monitoring. Last week I was in Ibadan, and one of my friends, the husband, was telling me that he was reporting his son, which was just 13 years. The guy was like, I'm afraid of this boy with phone, because the way it goes into many apps that I don't even know. That because this guy doesn't have a phone. Yes. He uses the phone of the parents, or the father and the mother. So the man was like, it was his friends that taught him all those things.
Yeah.
So when he comes home, he beats it. The man was now telling me that, do I know that his boy opened a group in his WhatsApp and hid the group? Yeah. And there was a password for it.
Do you know they could hide it under calculator?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
On a particular app that you don't feel
you don't, and it is locked. It is until they open it before you. He said something just happened one day that the guy was on the phone, and he saw that he was laughing so as he was. So he said he was so carried away, so he had to tiptoe to see it. He said he never knew such thing was on his phone.
He said father's phone.
He said he's somebody that is very, very familiar with internet. Yeah. The mother is not even that. So he was not telling me that if he could do that to me.
So if there was a family link on that phone,
because he didn't even know. So that was when I now begin to tell him that you have to get it.
So the extent that
you can be able to.
Yeah. Family link will tell you the location.
Exactly.
The site they visited. You understand? So regardless of the age, so far the child is still under your roof.
Even when they are living on,
Like,
No,
it was when my
what
daughter
I
was
meant,
going.
what I meant
That was when
under
he
your
opened
roof.
Facebook. It was when he was going to
To
school.
school.
That was when I opened Facebook for her.
Facebook.
That was when she knew
Wow.
what Facebook is all about. That was when she knew what TikTok. Okay, I was, oh yeah, sit down, let us open the account. Oh yeah, this. And I joined. So everything she posts,
You see.
even sometimes when she posts some things on status, I'll just tell her, bring it down. That thing. So I would let her know reason why she's bringing it down. It is because what other people will think about you. That's not really. I know you're just. So let her understand. So she knows.
But you know, as a parent, no matter what you do, no matter how you are correcting them, give them reasons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let her know this is the reason. So that
Give them reason that
you are monitoring.
Then secondly, you are the number one example.
So what do you also post?
So what do you
Yes.
What do you
yes.
What do you do?
What site do you
You
visit?
Thank
visit.
You will think they are not seeing it.
They know, they do.
But because of the fear, what mommy say, what we daddy say, they will just keep quiet as if they are not seeing
Exactly.
you. Do you understand? So be their number one example.
Yeah.
Be involved in their life, in everything they do. Don't just give them the phone and say it's just no.
And do you know the pattern that is being created right now? Mothers will take their children to church, and then they'll just give the phone to the children at that younger age, and then the children are distracted, and they are facing what they are facing. You understand? And before you know it, 2 hours in the church, 3 hours in the church, the children are still on the phone.
Phone,
You
watching
see,
something else
else
entirely.
Why did they take a phone to church in the
Church.
first place?
They
My
don't-
children knows. You can't take your phone. You are going to service now. Drop your phone.
Phone.
At home. Sometimes they'll say, Mommy, we'll charge it. Bring it. I'll charge it. Don't worry, I'll charge the phone for you.
But then I'm trying to establish something. There's this attitudinal pattern that is being set that at a very tender age, children can't stay without the phone. And that pattern has been established by parents unknowingly. They just felt with the phone, the child will be,
You
and
will
allow
not
me to
disturb
be,
me.
will not disturb
You
me,
will
and
allow
I
me
will
to
be
rest.
working, you understand? But then it's also forming an attitude that you won't be able to curtail again at a particular time. Because even when you don't have a phone, you don't give them the phone, they still get access to internet somehow in the school, in the very church.
Even in the church.
Because
their
some
friends.
parents can be very loose.
Yeah.
They don't just see anything wrong in a child being on the phone. And it will start with a cartoon. But then even these cartoons, parents should be very careful.
Yeah.
Very, very careful.
Very careful.
Cartoon is not like the cartoon that
Sometimes I would advise parents, sit down and watch
the
this
cartoon.
cartoon.
With them.
Yeah.
Because these days, cartoon is not what you think it used
It
to
is
be.
not.
There are some cartoons that you see them using a man's organ.
You are exalted.
Who are already obedient. Calm, respectful to parents, but there are majority of children like that at that teenage age. Their parents can't even talk to them. So what we do is to help to begin to form this attitude in them that your internet can actually be used for academic purposes, for things very good, for developing app yourself. And that's what I did to help my son. You understand? He was in a boarding school. When he comes back, he knows everything about everything. So even without phone, he uses phone. My son will be in school and still be able to call me on an Android phone.
And you will like, ow.
So when he comes, discussion, talk. But what I realized is that, I made the father release the phone to him. But I also introduced him to coding, application designs, graphics. Do you know the all of that took his time off the normal, negative way of using the internet, and that has really given me a peace of mind. So I really want to introduce that also, that from a tender age, begin to teach your children how to be positive with the internet.
Yes.
Don't just give them phone, download cartoons and give them. It's beyond watching cartoons. It's beyond using that internet or phone to keep them away from you so you could be busy. No, don't. If you don't want your child to be exposed that early, don't start with cartoon 2 hours, 3 hours. Begin to measure the time that they can be with phone. After then, begin to let them learn, especially at teenage age, how to use the internet to develop something positive, and it will be the best for every party involved. So your final word now.
To every parent watching this video, please be intentional about your child. Be intentional academically, their spiritual
Very
life,
important.
their emotional life. Be intentional about everything that has to do with them. And above all, show them love and show them the path of Christ. If you show them the way of Christ, just like the Bible says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. If you show them the way of the Lord, then they will give you peace.
Yeah. Thank you so much. What about you?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the child aspect. I want to round up with the abuse aspect. If you are in an abuse marriage, I want you to listen to this. Know that you can come out yourself. Be bold. Have value for yourself. Know that there is nothing you cannot do, and there's nowhere you cannot start.
From
no matter how
matter
it
the
is,
age.
no matter how down you think you
Yeah.
are, start from somewhere, and you will see that before you know it, you are better than where you are. So if you are in an abusive home, look for somebody that you trust so much. Speak out. That's the first thing. The moment you speak out, the healing begins.
Yes.
And I know that the Lord will help you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And from me, I will be talking about the survivors of violence, both digital and gender-based violence. Please, if you're a girl and you are going through abuse, please, the first thing first is to begin to find the space to release your emotions. Begin to talk. Look for NGOs, ask questions. You understand, a lot of NGOs go around the schools. Please, if you get one, just call, write your name, your phone number, or get theirs, and see who you can begin to confess everything to. So you begin to get healed from there, and then you'll be guided through on how to